some people would think that, you know, I have an AIDS diagnosis, I should be on my deathbed, and I'm not. You know, I'm living proof that it can happen, you know, and I'm not sick, like, you know, and I don't think that we should have to just sit around and do nothing with ourselves, you know. So I work with clients like myself who are HIV positive. I help newly diagnosed get connected with healthcare. I run an empowerment group every Wednesday from 1 to 3 for men and women that are HIV positive. Pretty much my goal is to get them connected with as much information or as many services that they can get that they don't know about. I take a lot of medicine, as you saw. Not a lot, but it's a handful, and I don't think about that every day. But at one point, I did struggle with that. I've been almost like trained to get up every day and take those pills. And I've gotten myself into a routine that I don't, for some reason, I don't get out of it. And it's just something that I had to teach myself to do. It's not something that I woke up one day and said, oh yeah, I'm going to take my pills every day faithfully twice a day. Like, I know that this is my life, and that's another thing, is acceptance. Accepting that this is the way life is going to be until the day I die. You know, I could either do it the best that I can do it, or I can die a lot quicker. Because in some way, that's my life. That's my life, are in those packages. Because without taking those pills, I don't know how long I'm gonna live. We are gonna get through this, because it is something that's manageable. There's no cure, but it's something that we can learn to live with, and we can have a really good life even though we have this disease. You know, I have told many clients, and it still feels funny when I say it, is I'm happy that I have the virus. You know, it's still, it sounds funny when I say it, because, oh, well, you're happy you have AIDS. Well, I wouldn't be where I am right now if I didn't have it. You know, like, I only have the job that I have because I have the virus. So it's like, you know, I wouldn't wish anybody to get this, but if you do have it, you can live a really good life. I mean, I have beautiful children that don't have it. My husband loves me with it. You know, he's not infected, but he, you know, gets tested faithfully every 6 months. You know, I take my meds every day, and, you know, it's just, I'm happy.
And living since 1990 with HIV, that's 25 years. Normal CD4 counts run somewhere in between 700 and 1200 for uninfected people. People without HIV have between 700 and 1200 CD4 cells. Somehow, amazingly, I have 1450. So I find that to be quite miraculous. I think the take home is that as human beings, we are resilient. We can bounce back, and I'm one of the blessed ones, because I had friends who did everything right. They took all their meds on time, didn't drink, never did drugs, didn't party at all. You know, I did some of those things at times, and those friends passed away. They're gone, and I'm blessed to still be here. You know, and that's miraculous. I think that's what makes me do what I do. That's why for years I worked at AIDS Project Worcester as the Director of Prevention and Education. You know, I wanted to give back. Recently, back in December, I graduated from nursing school, so I'm an RN today. And I very recently started working at the Edward M. Kennedy Community Health Center as the HIV nurse manager. So I'm able to come into a place, you know, with a little bit of a different perspective. I don't think there are too many nurses working in the field of HIV that actually have HIV. But I'm all about making connections. I'm all about taking the information that I've gathered over the past 25 years, taking the mistakes that I made, and help other people not make those same mistakes. That's what's key for me. You know, that's what makes all of this not be in vain. To realize that no matter what happens, I'm going to be okay. You know, whatever that power is in the universe, it's there, and, you know, no matter what, I'm going to be okay. I'm either going to get through a difficult situation, or I'm going to change form in this universe. And either way, It's all good.